you.
You went from 7 to 9, I'd like 8.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought, I didn't see any listed.
I did put a thing in
Okay.
the basket, but I guess my comments.
So you have a concern regarding agenda matters?
It goes about the sewers. I'd like to make a comment.
Do we have the sewers on the agenda?
Yes, I think they are.
All right, good.
Does the sanitary sewer districts of Wolf, Mandel, Country Gardens, and Pinecrest still have monies collected?
Can I stop you for a moment?
Oh, yes.
Identify yourself. and
Oh,
tell us
I'm
where you
Ronald
live.
Pryor. I live at 1015 East Wildwood Drive.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Does the monies that was collected from these districts, do they still have an account that's open? And what will happen to the money when we become consolidated with the Old Town?
All right, who's most familiar
Nick,
with that?
would you mind if I?
Sure, go ahead.
Ron, I did get your email. Thank you very
Okay.
much. Okay. And I had requested the information on what the fund balances were. Did we get those?
Yes.
Okay. And
There is negative $95,399. SSA 1 owes the city $95,000. So
And do we know what area SSA 1 is?
we have a map.
Do any of them have a positive balance?
Yes, so SSA 2 has a positive balance of $40,000. SSA 3 has $340,000, and SSA 4 has $40,000.
Okay.
Right. To answer your question, what we were looking at doing, but we had not finalized anything yet, was to take the funds from the SSA, the specific area that it's serving, and utilize those to do improvements within that area. Instead of taking that money and consolidating it into a single fund, that would be going in and taking care of those areas. And then moving forward, everything would be consolidated into that single fund and then used as a blanket across all of them. But your money, should there be a positive balance in there, will be used specifically for your system,
Okay.
for an upgrade.
That was basically because I tried my darndest to look and get some information on it, but even on the computer, I couldn't come up with anything.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
I apologize for not getting
Oh,
back
that's
to you
all right.
earlier, but I just requested the information this morning.
I know, and I was only a couple days ago,
Okay.
I wasn't sure, so I thought since they were going to talk about the sewers tonight, I should bring it up.
And if you want, you can feel free to call me. I'll respond to your
sure.
email with my phone number.
Well, I thought maybe you were researching it too, because it's something maybe nobody has brought up. All the information I have from the sewer meeting didn't say anything about the funds. But, okay, well, thank you.
All right, thanks, Ron.
All right, thank you, and pass that on to your neighbors.
Pardon me?
You should pass that on to your neighbors.
Oh, yes.
People to talk to, and
One of my neighbors.
they're
brought
always
up to me,
welcome
and
to
I-
come, you know.
I said, gee, I hadn't read anything about that.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, sir, what's next?
Which brings us to item C, council discussion of sanitary sewer rate study and reinvestment plan town hall. This was, the meeting was held, a little over a week and a half ago.
All right,
Any follow-up, any feedback from that? Certainly a well-attended meeting.
I think it was very well attended. I do think that it was also, oddly enough, well-received. Mayor, there were a few people that were asking what your take on it was, as far as, which option you wanted to proceed with. And I'd like to ask, which way are you leaning towards? There were three options that we were presented.
well, my major concern is how are we going to do the job? Do we have to hire more people? Do we have to build a new building? Do we have to buy infrastructure, equipment, whatever it is? I was all in favor of selling the Old Town Sanitary District, as you well know. We had presentations here for, what was it, Illinois American Water, Joe?
Correct.
And I thought that was a pretty good deal. That would not have obviated the cost to the citizens, but nevertheless, it would have taken some burden off our shoulders. I think overall, it's a necessity. I got my bill already, I'm sure some of you did. $19.25 when it used to be $6. I can understand why people might be upset about that. But we've got, and it was all told at the meeting, that we have 60-year-old, in some cases, clay tile sewers. We have a lot of unknown situations. We have to, I think, televise the entire sewer system. There's a lot of work to do. My question really is, who's going to do it? But that's something we have to work on at the council level, and I'm sure we'll get it done. We know what we're doing. We like what we're doing, and the consensus was to go ahead with this rather than selling the system. That's my only comments.
Well, if I could clear it up, we have not seen the increase yet. The $19.50 bill that you got is still the $6.50 bill that is billed quarterly. Okay, we haven't done any consolidation. We haven't approved any
Thank you.
moving forward.
My wife handles all the bills, and she's not here.
Well, I just don't want any miscommunication.
No, that's
That's
good.
what
I'm
we're
glad you clarified that. I don't see the bills, and I saw this one, and I thought, that was awful quick. We just had a town hall meeting, and here's the first bill coming through. And it's close to the number that was discussed at the town hall meeting. So that's all I have. Anyone else?
Yeah, I think the meeting, I would agree with what Alderman Williamson said. The meeting was well-intended. I think it was an educational experience, not only for the community, but for some of us sitting up in front as well. The engineer that represented the company, I can't remember his name right now, was very, very well-informed, answered questions that were, most of them were right on target. A couple were somewhere out in right field, but that's always the case. But I think it was a very positive experience, and the community after the meeting, some of them came up and said, we should do more of these informal, information type things. So I would agree with Scott on that.
Anyone else, please? Mr. Administrator?